All right, guys, if you're here yet, I don't know if you are or not. I'm not even sure if it's working, but I'm trying to figure out if it is. That's not a good sign. Let's see. Am I here? March 26th. It looks like I am. Maybe it's just not showing up. Let's see. All right, I am here. Cool. It's working. It's working, and it's great to be back. I've missed you guys. For the 37 of you that are watching, let's see. Anyways, let me go ahead and set things up. And I need to put like the Discord for those of you who do or do not know about Discord. Let me get that. Discord is a place where you can hang out with all the other people who watch the show. I'm going to put that in the description. So let me see here. Edit video. And sorry, for those of you who've been here, you already know. But for those of you that are new, it always takes me a few minutes just to set everything up, which I think I have to do every time. Okay, so I'm going to put Discord. That is in the description. Paste. So there's a link if you want to join it. And Discord makes me put in a new link every single week. So that's the deal with that. And I'm going to put the link to our new channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's going to be basically the same. Well, actually, more or less the same stuff. But what it is, it's NDEs only. And it's just the part basically where the guest talks about their NDE. And because there are a certain number of people out there that don't want to invest an hour worth of time, and I totally get that. So maybe we'll reach a new audience, and maybe we can be helping some other people, because this podcast helps so many people. So let me put that there. Okay, that is there. And surprised no one's here yet. I am surprised that no one wants to join. All right, so I think, oh, we got someone. We got our first person. Okay, great. So I'll pull her in soon. And if you're watching Hannah, I will pull you in just a minute. Let me just get everything set up. Telling everybody it's a live stream. And let me put Jeff on podcast. I'm sorry, at this point I can't see any of your chat. All right, so I think we should be good. So let's see. Hopefully we will be. How do I get back to the video? I've got to get back to the video myself. Let's see if I go to dashboard. Why is that not changing over on my dashboard? And let's go to the live. And I'm live and cool. And I think we're about good to go. No, that's not it. And there's some noise going on. We've got to take care of that noise. Why is that not letting me see the video? There it is. And then what I do is I push my second monitor over here so I can see the chat and the guest. And we're almost there. We got 70 people. Good. I hope this is going to be a big night. It's been like, I don't know, a month perhaps. And I think I fixed it where people can't at least share videos. So if they pop on and try to share their video with me like they were doing the last time, I've disabled that. And I don't know about the delay thing. The radio it would work, but on here it doesn't. It's weird. I forget. See, a lot of times I'm talking to the guests, and it's weird that I'm talking. There's no sound coming back, and I'm talking to you guys, but I don't get any feedback in my ears. All right, so let's bring in Hannah and see what Hannah's up to. Let's see what Hannah is up to. All right. Let me do more, and her camera's not set up yet. It shows a microphone. So anyways, that's it. We've got the Discord. We've got the new channel. I have a really good video for you tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know who Robert Bigelow is, but he's in the space industry. He manufactures products for NASA. And he is big time, I guess, into UFOs and or the paranormal. And he had a contest for someone to be able to prove life after death, or that consciousness exists after death. And I have one of the runner-up winners from that contest that I interviewed, Dr. Rowlett and Dr. Sharon Rowlett. So we talked about her evidence for life after death. Okay, maybe we're getting this set up. Maybe she's almost here. And we talk about coincidences. And I would think that a lot of you guys are also into coincidences. We talked like repeating numbers. You know, like if you think about someone and then all of a sudden you see them and then you haven't seen him for quite a while, things like that. All right, I don't know what's going on with Hannah. She's probably just having a little trouble. So,
hi guys.
Oh, I hear you. We're halfway there.
I'm here. Hello. Yes, I actually tried to put the video on, but it looks like it has stopped. So I can jump back on and jump back in a second if that's easier, because my video generally works on Zoom. Do you want me to hop out and hop back in?
Sounds great.
All right, I'll see you in 1 second.
All right. So there was Hannah. She'll be back in 1 second. And so with Dr. Sharon Rowlett, I hope you guys will enjoy that one. And let's see who we've got scheduled for the upcoming week. You know, last week we had quite a few NDEs. It was a good week for NDEs. Here she is. She's back. Admit. And sometimes I get a lot, sometimes I don't. You know, as you guys know, I like to do my show every single day. And it isn't easy finding people to, you know, willing to come on and share their NDEs. So it's hard to have an NDE guest every single day. As well as, you know, there's more and more NDE channels popping up. So I'm almost like having to compete to get the guests as well. So it makes it even a little more difficult. But as we grow bigger and bigger, we should be the first choice, if not now, eventually, for most people who want to share their NDE. All right, so we're still waiting on her camera. Let's see. Ann Jefferson, hello. Let's see. Who else? L. Johnson, hello. Don't they make tea? Bigelow. Well, that's a good point. I think that's a different Bigelow. But maybe he does that too. I don't know. Here's a great quiz question for you. Who uses the most amount of staples? In what industry are staples used the most? You're watching Haunted Hospitals. Hello, Kay. Have you tried Paul Hamden? I have not. Okay, she left us a chat. What did she say? You can start the video because the host has stopped it. Who can see your messages? That's weird. You know, let me see something here because I messed with my security. Let me see if if I do that, that'll let her start her own video. Because I had stopped share screen, but maybe I had to do that. Ask to start video. Let's try that now. Yes, I think that did it. All right. I see you, but I don't hear you. We can see you, but we can't hear you. I know this is probably backwards. I think we got you now.
There we go, guys.
Yes.
It was some notifications that just had to be shifted around a little bit. So it looks like we're in business, right? This is all good?
We are live. So where are you from, Hannah?
Fantastic. I grew up in Montana.
Oh,
so
wow.
I am currently right outside of here. There's a beautiful lake right behind me. And nice. I came out here just when COVID was happening. So I've lived a lot of different places, but this is working for right now. So I'm on a lake in Montana currently. It's very pretty.
Are you, is it really popular now because of the show Yellowstone?
Very. And that is not even it's not much of a stretch. Like it's very much like that here. So it's, and it's very outdoorsy and things like that, which is nice, and I grew up here. So I'm used to being outside and everything like that. I've lived a lot of different places, but I'm used to being outside and it's pretty identical. Yes. Yeah.
How about the winters?
The winters depends on what you like. Because the winters here when I was younger would get to like -20, wow. -30, -40. So basically you just stay inside or else you go skiing, right? Or any of that kind of stuff. So it's cool. Quite cold.
Wow. All right, cool. I don't know. I'm in Texas and we get 2 inches of snow and we shut down the whole state. So.
Well, right. And you guys had like a full on like Arctic blast, like maybe it was a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, which that was scary. Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking too, because in Texas it's always bright and beautiful outside. You guys always have the sun, know?
Yeah, it's hot. It's already getting hot.
Yeah.
So tell us about your experience. What happened?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I have multiple experiences that started happening to me when I was 19, 20 years old. So I'll just go through a few of them and I'll just be very directive.
Whatever we can get in 10 minutes. How about that? I don't know if hopefully you're still here. And this is one of the reasons why for you.
Knowledge most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hold for a second. Yeah. We'll see if the freeze keeps happening. Okay. So when I was young, when I was a child, I did have a lot of stuff and maybe this happened to a lot of people, is that when you're young, you can kind of go in and out of your body when you're smaller, right? So when I was young, that would happen to me a lot. I didn't think anything of it as a child because that's kind of what it was, right? So I would be in bed and there would be 2 very, very tall spirits next to me and I would shoot up out of my body and we'd go flying around, all 3 of us together. Right. So that was just kind of what it was. It was just, to me, it was a childhood thing that happened. And then when I was 18 or 19, I started to be very more into, how can I kind of focus and meditate and kind of get closer to what I would term as God, right? I wasn't any particular religion, but I thought it would be interesting to try. So what I would do in college, I was at college in Miami. So I would basically close my eyes, right? Focus on my third eye and just meditate through it. See how far I could go. And it was just a consistent practice for me to see if anything would happen, right? And if things would start that way. So that was just a thing I did. And at a certain point, things then started happening for me. Whether it was, the very first portions where you feel like you're flying straight through a tunnel and you just keep on going, was kind of the beginnings of it. But after that, I had a few experiences which were completely out of body that were so memorable that I started to write them down because I said, these aren't normal, right? This is not just me trying to do astral travel whatever you would want to call it, but it was completely outside of that. So the first one that I had was, as I was in the same type of a state, I had a being approach me with large almond-shaped eyes that were very, very glittery, and basically look me in the eyes and kind of give me like a challenge, like a test. More or so just kind of locking in and just seeing like who I was and what was going on, right? And I met its eyes, and it was kind of like a standoff, and I basically said, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of you. And at that very point, I traveled through its eyes, and it lifted me up, and I could start to see that the whole thing was a snake, and the whole thing was a full-on snake. And what it did then was that it turned into a full circle, and it started eating its own tail, which, after I did a lot of research, it's called an Ouroboros. I flew through the tail, and then I saw the snake basically with a crown on its head and different jewels through each one of those. So at this time, this was obviously before the internet, so it was just symbolic to me, and I didn't understand what it meant, right? So I had to do a lot of research to understand that was the first thing. So, but this is definitely something that was not just a normal astral travel, anything like that. This was definitely a spirit that had come up to me while I was in the middle of, of a meditation. So I had 7 happen after that in succession. And after that, I've had none since. So I had then all of those. I wish I could have another. It's never, after the ones I had, it never happened again. Would be nice, but it hasn't. I won't go into the other. I'll let you ask. Yeah, I will. I'm going to tell you the most poignant one, and I won't go into the other 6. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, okay, you're not having these experiences, but are you still getting out of your body?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Is that pretty effortlessly for you to do that? Like you can do it at any time you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. If I want to, I can pull myself out. And I think partially because I did it as a child, but I also understand that if I want to pull myself out, I can do it. And I think if people can't do it, it's because if there's a fear thing that attaches you to the body, if you're afraid that something might happen, you're not going to do it. If you're not afraid, you go. So
let me stop you there. What do you think most people are afraid of? Like not being able to get back in, or someone's someone's going to attack them, or what?
I don't know. I think a lot of people have said different stuff, because a lot of people I've heard be like, I really want to do it, but I'm just afraid something might happen. And I think with that, there could be all sorts of reasons, but the main thing is that it's a fear. And if you're afraid, you can't get out, right? You can't lift yourself out and then start going. So whatever it is, whether it's an attack by something that's out there, or maybe you get stuck and you're flying around and you can't find your body again, whatever it is, but what it is that's pulling you to stay in is fear. So
yeah, I had Dr. Gallenberger on, and he used to be, and he still may be, with the, what's that institute? I don't know why I can't remember it, but the Monroe Institute. And I think and he has his own programs. And I think at the beginning of his program, he also talks about helping people get over their fear. So would you say that there's nothing to be afraid about? You can always get back in and everything's totally fine?
Always. And it's normal to be afraid. And I think for anybody that says, well, what if I can't find my body? There's always a line that connects your body if you go up out of it, right? So you could decide to go out. There is a line that literally it's like a cord that connects you to it. You can go all the way up, and no matter what, you could just decide at some point you're going to come back. The whole thing will just pull you right straight back in. So
when you want to come back, all you have to do is think, okay, I'm going to go back now. And that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go back. Go where you want to go. It follows your desire, right? And if you want to do a certain thing, it's like driving a car, more or less, right? So there really isn't a lot to be afraid of, I don't think. But it's definitely, I think it's something, for a lot of people that haven't tried it, I think it's something you have to practice. It's something you have to practice a little bit.
What do you think is the best way for someone who's never done it to learn how to do it?
Yeah, so I had two different ways that work really well for me if I want to do it quickly. The first one, and I always do it laying down because I like to do it laying down because it's more peaceful. So if I lay down, I can focus on a third eye right here, basically make a triangle with this, focus on the third eye, and then you're going to make a triangle and try to fly out of your consciousness that way. That's one way to do it. And you have to be focused to do it. You fly out that way. That's your exit point. The second way that you can do it is you can focus on your stomach. And you can focus on your stomach and you can start spiraling around. And you spiral, just continue spiraling. And at some point, the bottom will drop out and then you can pop out. So there's different ways to do it. So those are the two ways that I usually do to do it a little quickly.
Now, once you start concentrating and doing that, does it take 5 minutes, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, I've done it since I was young, right? So I would say if somebody decided that they wanted to practice it, you could practice it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day and maybe have results in, I don't know, 3 weeks at the most, right? I started to do it, but it was enjoyable for me. So and then all of a sudden it's like there start to become levels to it. So I would say once you start to practice, then you get used to it. Then it's easier for you to start to do it. But if you can start practicing, sooner or later, something can happen. It's not going to happen on the first 1 try, 3 tries. You have to practice it a little bit though. So you get used to it,
All right. Well, before we run out of time, can you tell us about your most impactful or your most craziest experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one in the same right? I saw multiple beings who had these almond-shaped eyes. So this one basically came up to me and it had almond-shaped eyes, but they were blue. So they were blue, glittering, just electric colors. And what happened was it presented me with a rose, and this was a red rose. It was sparkling and made basically out of fire and blood, and you could actually travel into it. So I traveled into it, and basically it was, as I traveled into it, I went to the thorns and up, and I basically at that point experienced the passion of Jesus Christ. So I experienced him being on the cross. I experienced the thorns, everything that was going on there, and the love that was there, because the love I experienced was that probably like a soulmate times 1,000. And then I dropped down. Then it had the word INRI, which was very, very specific about kind of like a coded word that meant a lot. Went down, and then I was at the bottom of the cross as a female crying next to a female next to me. And that was it. And that was it was very profound. So that was one of the most kind of emotionally interesting ones that I had, amongst the other ones, but that was the basic experience right there.
Are you or were you already Christian when that happened?
I was not, no. At this point, I think that because I had to research what a lot of the other stuff meant, and it would be like looking at rare books afterwards and things like that. I don't know if I would necessarily call myself like a Christian that goes to church, but I do believe in all of that stuff that happened with Jesus, with the crucifixion, all of that, 100%. Mm-hmm.
And now have you become a Christian because of that experience?
Not necessarily, not as a actual Christian that goes to church, but I believe at this point, with all the reading I'm doing, more along the lines of Rosicrucianism and things like that, which are very esoteric types of Christianity and things like that. So
well, I need you to come back next week, or hopefully everything will go smoothly. And I don't know. I had stopped for about a month because we got bombed by people. Maybe demons are out there after us because they know that the show is spreading positive waves across the universe.
It's amazing.
And we're getting attacked by demons. But if I continue next week, I hope you come back because I'd like to talk to you more about this.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. And thank you so much. It's such a spectacular podcast, Jeff.
Oh, thank
So
you.
thank you. And I will talk with you later.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Thanks for coming in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was interesting how she's able to get out of her body all the time. And again, as I was speaking, like I told her with Dr. Gallenberger? I don't know if it was a PhD or what, but Joe Gallenberger, he also talked about the fear and getting over the fear of getting out of your body. All right, so we're waiting for Mary, and we've got spaces open. And Lisa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And guys, well, we'll get back to that in a minute. Lisa, can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me yet. I think we're waiting on her thing. We can see you, but we can't hear you. It's backwards, but I think you'll figure it out. But just hold on 1 minute, because probably your thing will start. Interestingly enough, while I was gone for a while, I had a complaint that, we stopped, and someone told me that I don't know if he stopped watching or not, because we didn't have enough new people coming on and sharing. So that was great feedback. So I really hope that I can get more of you guys to come on and share. Anyways, let's see what is going on with her. Let's say mute and then ask to unmute. Uh-oh, what did I do?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay.
All right. Hello, Mary, and where are you from?
Hi. I'm from Wausau, Michigan.
Wausau, Michigan.
Yeah, Wausau. And it's interesting because the gal that was just on talking about astral traveling, I was going to tell about a small experience that I had that I was trying to astral travel. Great. And I was meditating for about 3 nights in a row. And the first 2 nights, nothing happened. And I was kind of I fell asleep. So I, went to bed, was meditating, and nothing happened. I got up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, went into the bathroom, came back to bed, went back to sleep. Nothing happened. Third night, same thing. I fell asleep, woke up, and I'm like, why isn't this working? I didn't know what to expect, but I thought, definitely not fall asleep, and nothing happened. So what happened is I went to the bathroom, and then I came back to bed, and I must have fallen back asleep, but like it seemed to me like a split second that I couldn't have possibly been asleep yet, but I think that I must have been. And then all of a sudden I heard like this, it sounded like a helicopter landing in my bedroom. The noise was so loud that it's like it woke me up, like right after you fall asleep. And I had that paralysis where I couldn't sit up and I couldn't open my eyes. It was almost as if somebody was holding my eyelids shut, but I could kind of see a little bit because I was like cracking my eyes open, but it was like I could not fully open them. And I could not sit up, but I could hear this sound. And when I could kind of see out of the corner of my eye, my window, and it was almost like, normally I see like the street light, but this was like shining my whole room. It was like, I'm thinking, gosh, that street light is so bright. And what is that sound? It was just amazing. And the sound then dissipated. And at the foot of my bed, seriously, was like what I would consider an angel.
Cool.
I could see like from floor to ceiling, like I didn't even see the whole top of this being, but I saw a wing and like the divots of, the feathers of the wing. And it was almost like a blue light, like shining upward, almost like if you have a garden light and it's shining upward. It was like that. And I could not fully see, but I could see enough that, my eyes were cracking open. And I couldn't speak, but in my mind, I was saying, I want to see you, let me see you. I was like begging to let them open my eyes to see. Like, I'm like, who are you? What is your name? Let me see you. I kept like, begging with those questions, and nothing happened. And then it was over. And, and it's like, okay, so I don't really know what that is, but I do have a psychic that I go to on a regular basis. And I've probably seen her for about 11 years now. And she told me that it was definitely an angel experience. And she couldn't tell me which angel it was or anything like that based on what I said. But I have heard, and I don't know if it's from it might have been from some of your interviews, but I do remember hearing a few folks say that they've heard this loud, engine noise, or this very loud noise. And to me, it sounded like a helicopter landing in my bedroom. Seriously. And I've heard that before. So I don't really know anything else. And I kind of got a little freaked out, I will say, and I haven't done it again. But I'm very intrigued. And then now I listen to the lady that you just had on, and I'm like, yeah, I had fear. What did I have fear of? I'm not quite sure. Just fear of the unknown, I suppose. And I didn't like the feeling of not being able to see, and I don't know why I couldn't see. So was I not supposed to see? I don't know, but it was interesting. So that's been kind of like the largest experience that I've had. And I think maybe I was close to out of body.
Well, I think it's a really cool story, and I appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yeah.
I've never been out of my body as far as I know, so I can't really comment on that. And I'm obviously not an expert, but it sounds like you were getting there, or you were somehow able
I think so.
A combination of that with sleep paralysis. And, and you're not the only one. You are right that people say they hear sounds. I think some of them will say they hear a static electricity sound or some kind of sound. And I think there's other sounds. And a lot of times it's kind of a loud sound, or I think I've heard a few times that it's a pop sound. So I'm not really sure on that, but it sounds like you were, maybe you were seeing either, if it was really giant, maybe you were seeing an archangel perhaps, or maybe
I didn't see
your
a
own
face.
personal guardian angel.
I didn't even see the whole wing. Yeah, it was so large that I didn't even see the whole entire wing. And when it was over, I was able to sit up in bed, and I turned my light on, and I got up and I went to the foot of my bed to see if there was anything, like a feather.
That would have been cool. If there's
something.
A feather there.
I was just like, what in the heck just happened? So I think I slept with the light most of the night. And this was only about 8 years ago. This wasn't, but I haven't done anything since. I mean, I have meditated for relaxation and, but not typically for that. But it is something I think where if you really want to do something, I think that was the closest that I really felt to believing that you want to do something, you can make it happen, because I was intent on getting out of body. And then when that experience happened, I just shut it down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it literally only took 3 nights. And I just watched a couple of videos on YouTube, I think, about how to do it, how to really meditate,
I was going to ask you that. What meditation were you doing?
I literally was doing one where I start at my toes, like you really feel your physical body, and you start at your toes, and you really intentionally, feel each part of your body moving all the way upward. And, I don't know at what I don't know at what point I fell asleep at, like each night, but I must have gotten just so relaxed. I just crashed, and then I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be like, oh, and I got up at like 2 or 3 o'clock every single, one of those nights. And, which I don't normally do unless I like drink a whole lot, like, of water or something before bed, which I try not to do. So it was kind of unusual that I would just get up each, so maybe something was trying to happen, while I was sleeping. I don't know. But that third night, I was pretty disappointed. I was like, oh, man. And then it's so strange. It's like the minute I hit my pillow, this started happening.
Yeah.
And I had no intent at that time. I mean,
Right.
I really wasn't even thinking about it.
Right. Maybe
Other than that I was disappointed.
Maybe once you came back from the bathroom, you weren't focusing on it. Your intention wasn't there. And you just finally, the trick was you completely relaxed and it just happened.
Stop thinking about it. Yeah. Maybe. And then another thought I had was, I wondered if that, sound was something that was something else, and that the angel was coming to kind of like protect me. I mean, I had thought about that too. Like, what if this was something that I wasn't ready for and the angel came to like intervene or something? Yeah. I don't know what that was all about.
If it was your guardian angel, then it's always there. And maybe that sound was the angel flapping its wings. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I did hear as it was dissipating, it was like I had that vibration sound, like as if you were to take, like you just did, if you took like a plastic board and you did it really fast and you hear that wind. Mm-hmm. And that was like my first thought was that it was the wings.
Yeah. I mean, who am I to tell you what to do? But I hope you try it again. I'd be curious to see.
I think I'm curious more now after listening to the woman you just had on, and how, like, if you're not afraid, and the the cord, having the cord there, that you can just come back at any time. I think knowing that and hearing her say that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like we ultimately have the control. So that, what is the worry? So
right.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a whirl tonight. Who knows?
Well, hopefully you will. And by next week, if I'm back live, you can do in 3 days. You've got 7 days, so that maybe you can report back to us and say it was awesome. I flew around the galaxy or wherever.
Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Right. All right. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing with us, and I really appreciate you. And I wish you the best.
And thanks for your program. I love watching it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Take care, Mary. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So cool. That was 2 OBE-like videos in a row, and that was a great follow-up. We first started with fear and then a confirmation of about fear. So, all right. So we have Merlin next. And it's weird. I have this a little bit of fear that I don't know what's going to pop up from the last time. I'm hoping that Merlin is a regular guest and not something that was crazy last time. So we'll see. And I was thinking about this. I was like, should I have like my finger on the remove button in case somebody crazily shows up again? No, it looks like a normal person. I think we're good. I think we've seen Merlin before. Well, wait a second. Sometimes it takes their audio to start. Okay, 2:24. We're getting along. And as I said earlier, I need you guys to come and share. So there should be 2.24 people in my waiting room. And we'll go from there. And by the way, again, if you haven't subscribed to my new channel, it's a clips channel, and it's kind of like my animated NDEs, but without the animation. I just chopped out the NDE only because there's a certain amount of people that don't want to watch an hour video. They just want to watch a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video, just the NDE. So, and that channel's NDEs only. And so now maybe we'll get a whole bunch of new people into NDEs. Let me see. I did this for the last guest, and then I did ask to unmute. And I think that helped. Let's see if this is going to work. Maybe it'll help him.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. All right. So that I figured out what I have to do now when this problem happens. Hello, Merlin, and where are you from?
The South. I was the guy with the spirit box last time.
Okay, yeah, I recognized your name and then the spirit box. Yes, but I don't think you were wearing your room was different last time, right? You were in a different room.
I'm in the bedroom.
Right. I knew something was different.
Yeah, because last time I was in the kitchen. And that's when I was.
And were you wearing glasses last time?
Yeah, I think I was. I was wearing my black hoodie because it was kind of quite cold. So, yeah, that was.
All right. What kind of microphone are you on? Because you're kind of choppy on your audio, or you may need to sit a little closer.
Is better?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
I'm going to turn off. You bear with me, please.
Right.
I'm going to turn off my computer Wi-Fi so I can have total connection to our interview. I apologize.
That's okay. We'll see if we can get a clear signal. So, what would you like to share with us this week?
Oh, tons of stuff. But I got one where you can check out immediately. I'm pretty sure someone that loves the paranormal like you, that you heard of Jacob Israel, right? Well, he posted a video about the Trident seal going on in Ukraine. I think the seal Ukraine is Trident. And back in December 2020, I had a dream about somebody, like a spirit being, was telling me to warn people about the Trident seal because it's been broken. Well, I have proof of that because you can go to Facebook on your message. You can look at history, and you can go search in Messenger, and you can type in keywords, and it will pop up any conversations you have. And so I took screenshots of that. I posted it through his Facebook page. So if anybody wants to check that out, you can look under. So he's on to something. I think we all are on to something about this, about the Trident seal being broken, because you can look where I posted this December 2020.
Let me stop you there. It's just that you're a little bit choppy, so I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You're talking about a Trident seal being broken, and that has to do with Ukraine?
Yeah.
And who is the person that said this Trident seal has been broken?
It was a dream. It was like a spiritual being. He didn't really have a form. It was more like a energy. It's not like I was seeing him, but it was like a just instant knowing, and information was like downloaded, while I was dreaming. It was like a dream in a dream.
Okay.
And it said warn people about the Trident seal being broken. And that was in December 2020.
Okay.
And Jacob Israel posted a couple of videos recently about the Trident seal. And in Ukraine, you can look in photographs with the President Zelensky, and you can look behind him, and a lot of them you see a trident in the back. And I think we have time to make change to prevent something catastrophic from happening. Because if anybody doubts, just look at the evidence. I'll give you the evidence, whatever you need. It's real.
Let me stop you here. What is the significance of a Trident seal being broken? What does that mean?
Oh, I honestly, that's all I was received was the Trident seal, but I have speculation. I have my own conclusions what it means. It's like, say, a lot of people may not believe, but maybe Revelation was, maybe these guys saw into the future. They were a prophet. They could see into time and space. They had a connection to the sword. Well, maybe the Revelation's true. Parts of the Bible is true. It is real. It's true. And these are seals being broken before the coming of a new earth, a brand new earth, just and loving earth. And I think we have to take steps right now to prevent the evil forces from destroying our planet any more than we've already had. So that's my belief, and I've been I've been into paranormal for over a decade. I've uh, I've done my own investigations with my spirit box, and what they are, honestly, you can look up information how they're made. It's just a radio that can sweep through stations really quick, creating white noise. And spirits, I don't know how they do it. They can manipulate the radio wave.
Mhm.
And if they can do that, then that gives me the conclusion that they can also manipulate your gamma wave in your brain, your brain wave as well. And that's how people can channel and get that information across. Everything is really connected, the whole universe. So I know it's a lot. I'm trying to squeeze in a lot of information because I know you're limited, and I really appreciate for allowing me on your show. I just trying to squeeze in everything I want to say as quick as I can. So it's like jumbled up, but there is like significant to a lot of things to say.
I have a guest, and I think it's tomorrow that I'm going to be recording this guest, and she claims to be able to channel Princess Diana, Joan of Arc, Abraham Lincoln, and some other historical figures. And we're supposed to do a live channeling tomorrow, and I wish I could go back. I should have made a post. Maybe I'll make a post later this evening about if any questions to ask any of these historical figures, if anybody has any questions, and see how that plays out. But you have an interesting point of view that if they can manipulate radio waves, then they maybe can manipulate, gamma rays, and that's how they can, and how channeling works.
That's the conclusion I've come to. You can use science and to get to the conclusions I've had. It's not that hard to piece the puzzles together, and it's all scientific and it's all spiritual at the same time. It's amazing, right?
Right.
But so it's real. There's something to it. But like I said, we gotta be careful with the channel because it could be trickster, manipulating. Well, so you gotta be very careful, and I can go into that next time to allow me.
Now you have a spirit box, right?
Yes, I got 2 of them.
So, have you been able to channel or communicate with spirits, and do they work well?
It works well. I've had like several spirits claiming to be angels and archangels, but I can't say that's what they were. That's what they're claiming.
Right.
So it's speculation, but I like, how they say, like, don't trust what they say, trust what they do. Right. So like, what kind of vibes you put off? Does it put fear into you? Does it make you comfortable? Dread? Those type of vibes. It's your own spirit energy telling you something's off with whatever.
Have you ever received any information from them that's verifiable in our 3D world?
Yes, I have a video on my channel. I changed my name to Merlin Fairy Light on YouTube. Right. But there's a video where it was talking about the concert with Travis Scott. I was like demonic influence. I don't know if he was involved for sure, but the voice said that he knew what was going on. He's clearly there. And what I did, I opened my own energy up because a lot of times things like spirit are like not as strong because they're like in a different plane, maybe different frequency, and hard for them to interact in the physical world with us. So they need energy to be able to manipulate the wave our way as well. So they're claiming that he knew what was going on, and I got timestamp in the video where you can like fast forward through all the noise, because like maybe like 5-6 minutes, nothing but you hear radio, then you hear the voice coming through. You have to wear headphones, and you can hear it clear as day.
Wow.
And you can, yes, sir.
All right. Well, before I run here, what is your YouTube channel again, so everybody can go check that out?
Merlin Fairy Light.
Merlin Very Light?
No, sir. Fairy Light. Like fairy light. Like
like fairy like fairies, fairy like, or fairy light, like a light?
Like a light. like a light.
Okay, Merlin Fairy Light. Okay, so
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's if you guys want to check it out. And just while I'm thinking about that, did you see my interview with the fairy expert?
Yes, I did. I know she's one of the leading experts. Yes, she's involved in the Starfeed and fairies community, and Morgan Dalmer.
Yeah, Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with her. I watch her all the time, as well as I watch yours too. Like
Thank you.
I watch your videos a lot, and I fall asleep. No offense, it's good. I love the content, but I fall asleep to paranormal stuff quite often. And I fell asleep to yours the other day, and I was having the most pleasant dream, and I woke up, and it was a reverend you interviewed a year ago. He said he had a near-death experience in church, and his voice was so calm and peaceful, and you can tell that he was true. You can just tell.
I think
I had the best dream.
It sounds like Reverend David McGinley.
That's him. That's it.
him. Yeah, he's great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Merlin. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing, bud. I hope to see you back again soon.
I'll try my best.
All right, take care.
Hey, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So far, no hiccups. We're doing well so far. And we have space for you guys. So again, yes, I am supposed to record, I believe, tomorrow with this woman. Where is my appointment book? There it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's tomorrow that I'm going to be recording with her and talking to her about all these people, historical figures, and doing a live channeling. So, you know, that could be very interesting. So for this week, what's coming up this week? We have, let's see, is that right on my calendar? There we are. I know I got a woman from Israel that I'm going to be interviewing on Friday, so that's cool. I've got another NDE. No, that's Thursday. I'm interviewing Wednesday. I think I have an NDE. Let's see. Tuesday, I didn't write it down. Monday, no, but it's something about the afterlife. So it's kind of interesting. Oh wow. Okay, let me go back and say this before. All right, I want to say this because I need to thank everybody. Yeah, Lisa, I did. Thank you very much again for the super thanks. And Tonya, thank you very much for the super thanks. Really appreciate that. Do I know the names? It's I'm probably going to make a post so that way anybody can give me questions. But it was Princess Diana. It is Joan of Arc. It is Abraham Lincoln. It is... I don't know if I have it here. A couple more. I'll probably make it in the community post, and then maybe you guys can give me some questions. A couple more, 2 or 3 more. But I was gonna say something else here, and I forgot about it. But I'm trying to be a little bit more. I'm trying to pay attention more now to when and who I schedule when. If you were anybody who's ever been a guest knows that I usually, when I talk to the people, well, we'll get back to that. I'll say that next time. We got our good friend and our number one dedicated contributor here, Mr. Cake. We'll have to see what he's up to. And I think everybody else is probably just as excited as I am to see him and see how he's doing. Let's see. There he is.
Hello.
I haven't seen you for a month, so all I can do is watch your videos on your YouTube channel to see what, you know, to keep up with you.
I declare this place be peace, and the peace replace all the space, and now all your base belongs to me. Ooh. So I like to open with a good meditation.
Can you do do you remember the Rocky movie where Rocky fights the Russian guy?
I can't remember that one, but glad Vad is very happy to see you today.
I was wondering if you
If
did
Arnold
the one.
Schwarzenegger,
You can do Schwarzenegger?
yeah, he didn't like Putin. He says, I got a message for you, peanut butter brains Putin. Chill out, dickwad, and promise not to kill anyone.
Did you actually? It was circulating around. Schwarzenegger made a video about the Ukraine war. Did you happen to catch that? Talking to the Russian people.
Yeah, it
His
was really
message to the
negative.
Russian people.
We're gonna have a big war, folks. It's not gonna be World War III. We don't want to misgender it. It's gonna be World War Z, Zed, and Zem. We're gonna have transgenders on the front line, showing how diverse they are.
So, what have you been up to the last month?
Well, like I said, my life was destroyed, so I just hang in there.
Yeah.
Um,
So, are you rebuilding your life? You used the word
Well, I
was
say I need
destroyed. Can it be rebuilt?
yeah,
Are you the $6 million man? Can we rebuild you?
I would need care. I say I need caring, resources, or power. So if let's say normally your family cares and they help you and then you have a life, but if someone in your family harms you, they all turn on you,
Right.
and then they all want you to suffer and die.
Interesting.
So my whole family wants me to suffer and die.
Well, your whole family here in the chat loves you. Everybody here is always
thank
wanting.
everyone
Everybody here was waiting for you to come on every Saturday night. So you have a lot of people here that care about
I appreciate every positive comment, thought, prayer. I really do appreciate it, because when you're suffering, like, everything's a big deal.
Yeah.
Everything's a big deal.
So you said care, you said resources, and you said one other thing. What was the other two besides caring?
So caring just means people want to help you.
Right.
I say caring is not harming, protecting from harm, taking things seriously, and then doing something to make it better.
Right.
So that's caring. And so if I had resources, then I could incentivize caring. So if I could say $1 million prize to help me get my life back. Or if I had power, then I could say people have to do what's right or they get punished. They couldn't just sit there and harm me.
Right. Okay, so that was okay. So resources, yeah. If you had resources, basically equals money.
It's incentivizing caring. So if I said, like, I'll pay, it's like you incentivize doctors to, by paying them to work on you or whatever.
How much? If we started a GoFundMe for you, how much money do you think you would need to get back on your feet?
I have no clue. I just know that, like, because I'm suffering, it's hard. Like, I consider, like, going for a walk or whatever I do, and that's like, and it's like my engine's overheating and I can't do too much. But I can talk to you about it later. I mean,
okay, well, just thought I would ask, right? Because you're here.
yeah.
We all care about you and want to see you
And
do well.
I really appreciate it too.
We want to see you win in life. I want to, and I'm sure everybody else here wants to see you winning. You're gonna win and win and win till you can't.
We're gonna win, folks. We're gonna win the next election. We're coming back.
Didn't you hear him say we're gonna?
I heard you wanted to have.
Do you remember Trump saying we're gonna?
You wanted a famous psychic medium on this show,
right?
I heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna be.
I've been channeling Matt Frazier, and he's got a psychic message for you. He says your grandpa's coming through to you, and he says you need to man up because you're acting too feminine. Wait, that one was for me. He says you're great. He likes you. And if you feel someone hit you across the face, that's just spirit giving you a message, which happens to me a lot because I told you I have a spirit friend with me.
Right. Is she here today?
Yeah, but I'm not going to let her slap me across the face anymore. That's mean.
Who do you think is
I'm just going to let her move my head.
Who do you think is a better dancer, her or you?
Well, so when I do the spirit dances, I force her to start it but then once it's starting, then it's like, then it's kind of me and her both kind of. And then I like to twirl a stick. The last one I did, I danced a Gangnam style, and like I make her like move my hands like this. I'm just standing there, and I let her do it.
Do you? But when she does it, it's just her taking control of your body. You don't actually feel her touch.
Well, I can feel like when she's holding my hand, it's like if I put my fingers in between your fingers. That's what it feels like.
So you do feel her touch then?
Yeah. It's always light. It's light touching, and then like it's like always on my back too when if I'm doing something, like where she can't mess with my hands.
It would be so amazing if we could just get her to materialize into a real person.
I'm sure she's doing just fine on the other side over there.
That would be like an amazing movie. Like, we have, like a character like you, and Monique's always with you. And then all of a sudden one day she gets the power where she just, all of a sudden she materializes, and then she's here with you. Like with the character. Now you have
it's like the movie
remote,
Ghost, but it's stuck on the part where she's singing the song.
It could be a great romantic. It could be like a cool romantic comedy.
Henry VIII, I am. But it's just like stuck on that part the whole movie.
Well, what else do you got for us, Brother Steven? What new news? What is new going on in your life?
I told you I live in a group home. I've been here for 5 years. I don't really have any friends, or I don't really do anything. My dad will listen to me, and he says he'd like to help. I juggle every day, so I learn a new trick every day.
Yeah. Do they ever? I mean, is it like easy, or do they give you any counseling or anything, or try to help you?
No, I'm completely on my own. Yeah. I used to have a case manager, and then they just stopped coming. So
Interesting.
I call prayer hotlines to keep me alive.
I was like wondering, I'm surprised that they don't try to, I guess they gave up or something.
Yeah, I fell right through the cracks.
Well, at least you got a place to stay. You're not on the streets.
Yes. And I had, for 4 years, I shared rooms with criminals, and they tortured me. But I can tell the prayers finally helped, and the evil manager is gone now.
Do you get your own room, or are you in like a large room with a bunch of bunks?
Right now I do.
You do?
Now I do.
Oh, that's cool. When you're in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, Duluth, Minnesota.
Where it's like 20 below outside.
Yeah, and somehow, how does this happen? How do fruit flies get into your room when it's 20 below out? That's what I always want to know.
That's a good point.
And they go, they're coming from outside. Like, no, they're not. Nothing lives out there.
Right. Well, probably a lot of them, all the fruits comes from South America. So whatever came in from the grocery store came from South America, and it hatched from the fruit. And are you keeping fruit in your bedroom?
Well, it's like I don't see anything, so, but I have a little garbage.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Yes,
My wife was saying that we should I was talking to him about that we should do a GoFundMe for you. So I don't know if I should start it for you, or if somebody here in the chat wants to start it for Steven. We can call it the Get Steven Back on His Feet Again Fund.
Yeah, just get me my life back, please.
Get him his life back.
I was hoping the woman I love, I was hoping she would talk, and I got the message from Spirit that she would, but then she didn't. So it's like she's resisting free will. I talked to one of my psychic friends about this, and she said that maybe if she was around good people, but she's around bad people, so they're all influenced her.
Right. All right, well, I gotta go. I got my next person here, but I appreciate you checking in with us.
Well, you
And
gotta do what you gotta do, man.
gotta
you
do
know,
what
me
I
and
gotta
Joel are
do.
hanging out, you know.
and I was telling you, like Trump said, you're gonna win and win and win
We're winning
till
big
you
this
get
year,
tired of
folks.
winning.
Big wins.
You're gonna get tired of winning. You're winning so much.
No wall is gonna stop me. All right, thanks,
bud.
Jeff, and God bless everyone. And
Thank
hope
you, and
everyone's
God bless
doing
you,
good.
bud.
Bye.
All right, take care. Cheers. All right, so author Shanice Chantel. Shanice was as an NDE, one of my guests. I can't remember how long ago she was here, but she is back, and we're going to be seeing what Shanice has been up to. There she is. Let's see, Shanice.
Hey, Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I really
What's
like.
going on, brother?
I'm here. What are you? Is that a green screen, or what is green behind you?
Well, it's the Prosperity green screen, the same one that I had in the first podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
so thank you so much for letting me jump on real quick.
I was trying to remind everybody about your NDE, and I don't even remember. Do you remember what podcast number you are?
You know what?
I should have looked it up.
I can tell you right now.
And can you quickly remind us all what happened to you during your NDE? Please forgive me. I do so many that I just can't remember everybody's.
Oh, sure, no problem. So my near-death experience actually happened on August the 28th, 2019. I went into the hospital around July the 20th to have my daughter. Ended up getting a tubal, and then I had a lot of things that went on, like infections and congestive heart failure and things of that nature. And then the day before I was scheduled to go home, I ended up flatlining for 20 minutes. And so that's when I was sharing with you the story as far as what it felt like is going towards the tunnel, going to the afterlife, going to see the garden. Mm-hmm. And the news that I have to share with everyone and share with you is I have a new book. The book that I spoke on is actually coming out, debuting this summer 2022. Mm. And while I was writing the book, a lot of information have unfolded as you predicted, and a lot of people did.
Oh, cool.
And so I wanted to make sure that I include that in there. And also I end up getting a lot of my medical records just to get the timeline correct. And also, the psychiatrist who encouraged me to write the book has actually did the foreword.
Nice.
And so I received so many positive comments and everything that so much so I was touched by it. So I did include that not only within my book, but also on my website. And it was so many, but I couldn't include everyone, but they all felt dear to my heart. But if their readers go ahead and check the website, they may see that comment, their names on there. And also when a book comes out, their name will be mentioned as well as far as within the praise page. Mm. So I got that going. And the website launches live today. And they can actually go to www.ShaniceChantel, ShaniceChantel.com, and that's where they can pre-order the book. So cool. That's what I got going on.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember now that you started speaking, it started to come back to me.
I think I'm number 280 though.
280? You had a ton of medical problems after your NDD. It was like it just kind of wiped out your life almost. I mean, there was so many medical errors or something that happened to you. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So I did have, and it was back to back. So within 2 months, I end up having, on my birthday, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, renal failure. I had double pneumonia. I had collapsed lungs. So I just had a line of stuff just going on. And then once I got discharged, I ended up with E. coli, and then I had brain injury. And so it was a lot to deal with. Right now, I'm just working on myself mentally. So I'm more in a better space. And the book has really helped me therapeutic about writing about my medical history and just about what really happened. And so I'm just lucky to be able to share with everyone.
Can you share with us some of the new things that come up for you that we didn't talk about during the podcast? Just, give us
now, Jeff.
Just you got to give us some crumbs.
You have to get the book now.
You've got to give us a crumb or two.
Now, but I would tell you though, Jeff, that there within the book there is information that I didn't know that my family knew, and their interview is also within a book. And it's and the book is really mainly going into detail about really what took place. You really have the bulk of the information. I already gave you all the bulk of it, but I really put more information in there as far as what my family said, as far as my recovery, as far as, of course, the story and seeing the flower, the talking flower, and how did it make me feel. And I shared that. And then I believe, what else is in there? Oh, it's so much stuff in there, Jeff. It's so much stuff in there. It's a bulk of stuff. It's I believe it's probably around 156 pages. So it's not too much of a long book, but it's a good book. And it's true, and it's my experience, and I really hope everyone is inspired by it. And because I really put a lot of emotional stuff in there, and I just really hope everybody really take it and be able to be inspired by the story.
I'm gonna look real quick and see if I can see what was your podcast number.
I think it was 280. 280, yeah. I think so, Jeff.
Because I hopefully people will go check out that podcast and and see.
I can give you.
I remember from what I remember, it was a really good one. So
So it is podcast. Where are we looking at?
There's 289. Let's see. Well, maybe I can put it in the chat.
Podcast 280. Yes,
You're
Jeff.
right.
Podcast
Right.
280.
So what I'm going to do is copy the link. Where is the chat? Let me go back to the chat. And I'm going to put it in the chat so people can find it. There it is. I put it in the chat.
Now, what I did not do, Jeff, is I did not dive into meditation. I thought about it. I'll still be seeing the feathers and everything, but I didn't dive into meditation yet. I just haven't went that route. But I just been trying to do much healing now because I don't want to have PTSD about recapping what went on over there. Although it was beautiful, but it was still been kind of emotional and stressful kind of thinking about it.
Right.
And so I didn't want to set myself back. I want to make sure I give myself enough healing time. Then I will possibly tap into that. So.
So that's great. I mean, are you self-publishing or are you going through a publisher?
I am going through a publisher. It's Butterfly Typeface Publishing House. And I couldn't do it all myself. I just needed a team, and they have really been godsend to me. They have worked from the beginning to the end, marketing, web pages. I just gave them a story, and they just made it very magical. I mean, it's the truth, but they just, for me, in order to get it out and make sure there's really clarity with everything behind it, I want to make sure it's professionally done. So I went through a publisher.
Well, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Well, when is the book going to be available to actually purchase it? Not pre-order, but like you can just go get it on Amazon.
So I don't have a complete set date. I just know that it's going to be set out for this summer 2022. But if people are subscribing to my not only the YouTube but subscribe to my website, then I'm going to be keeping everybody in the loop as far as a certain day. And also you can follow me on Facebook, any of the major streams. So it's author Shanice Chantel. And you can just find me there, but I'm always on there, and I read every review and every comment. And because that's my therapeutic healing, and it's been very positive for me. So when I have an actual date, said Jeff, I will just DM you with that date just to let you know.
Once you, I think I added your website in the description of that video.
You did, and I appreciate that.
And once
you be looking out for me.
Yeah, once it's out, you got to let me know so I can let people know, and make sure you join the Discord, which is free. I don't know if you have Discord yet, but you go to Discord, you download it. I don't know
how to. You may have to send me the link.
If you go to discord.com, it's a free thing. It's kind of like a Facebook, but it's different. Similar, but different. And So you just
.com. Okay.
and I put today, hopefully it'll still be there, but I put today in the description. Once you join Discord, then you can click on the link in this description, and then you can join my personal Discord for this podcast. And there's like 200 and something people in there, 213 or maybe more people, and then you can let people know in the Discord. And there's a lot of
I did notice that you had a second brand
new channel.
YouTube channel. Yeah.
And I'm gonna slowly what I'm doing is I'm gonna probably every single day I'm going back from the beginning till now. And actually today I posted my very first podcast, NDE podcast. You guys can see that. I posted it today with with Kirsty Salisbury. So you can see how I've changed it was like 2 years ago, and my background used to be a bar. And
wow.
And it was just a picture, but it was funny because at least a guest or two, when we first got on camera, they were like, "Are you in a bar?" And I'm like, "No, it's just a green screen." But it was great though. And you can see that video.
Sometimes I may want to go to one when I think about what I've been through.
Yeah. So as I was saying is that every day I'm going to try to take, and I'm going from the beginning all the way back to now. So every day I'm going to try to get one new one that I just cut out where the person talks about their NDE only, because some people just want to see that. That's all they want to see. So that channel is NDEs only, and just when the person talks from what happened, which usually takes 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm at number 2. I don't know, how many I have to get to, but eventually I'll get to yours. Well, I'll chop out that little piece and put that in there as well.
Sweet.
So,
I have been thinking about, I've been having a lot of dreams lately, and I think it's more feeling more like an out of body type of dream. And I'm probably tapping into that more because, like I said, I got all the story out that I can recall, or that I believe that's been given to me just to share. There's still a lot of information that's still over there, and possibly, it's not meant for me to share. Maybe once I go over there, then I can communicate that or remember a lot of things. But I do feel like I'm more spiritually connected, especially in my sleep. I'm still afraid to go to sleep, but when I am asleep, I feel so peaceful because I have those out of body, unearthly type of dreams. It just kind of feel like I'm more over there, maybe sleeping over there.
Yeah,
not quite sure.
You never know.
But
people say that you're.
So maybe I tap in there while I'm asleep. Maybe
it's possible. Yeah. Well, listen,
that's pretty interesting.
I'm going to run to the next person, but Shanice, thanks for coming in and catching up with us. Jeff. It was great seeing you, and congratulations on your book.
Thank you, Jeff, and take care, and thank you so much for listening.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so that was Shanice, and again, I put in the chat here if you want to check out her NDE that we did together. And weird, all of a sudden my camera went blurry. All right, so we got Ronnie here, and I'm assuming it's Ronnie. I could be wrong. It could be Ronnie, but I'm thinking it's Ronnie. And again, I'm just, let's say, asked to start video. One thing that helped me is I made it so you have to put your name. I mean, I hope that helps. It's like I want to keep my hand right there just in case, someone crazy doesn't come. Like last time, I wasn't prepared for it, so I had to like move the mouse around and try to get it to stop, All right, so I think I figured out the voice. I do mute, and then I do ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. And we'll see here. What's happening? And I get these pop-ups from, looks like Fortnite. There we go. So I use this computer and I used to game. I used to have a gaming YouTube channel, and I was trying that for a while, and it just didn't work out. And so I guess, and I still have Fortnite. I used to game Fortnite, and for those of you who know what Fortnite is, and those pop-ups still pop up, and we lost Ronnie. Darn. Maybe she or he will be back. And I agree with you on Tonium. I wish I could do a delay, but the thing is on a radio, it comes in, the voice comes in, and then they can just hit delete on the signal going out to the radio. But I cannot hit somewhere in YouTube to say stop. You know what I mean? It's like once it's here, it's going to be on YouTube. There's like probably a 10-15 second delay, but I can't shut down YouTube because then I would shut down the whole live stream, if that makes any sense. Even if that would even work, I don't know. All right, so it's 8:21. We got 39 minutes left. We've got 200 people here, so there should be 2 of you in the chat waiting to talk and waiting to tell us your story. I was going to say something before Steven came, and I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about scheduling. So when I schedule in the old, I'm kind of being a little better with it now. You know, in the old days, and I should have asked Shanice that because she would have been the perfect person. Let's see if we can get this person in. I would just say, here are dates. You know, these dates are open. Let's say like April 8, 9, 10, 17, 14, 23. Choose one, whatever works for you. And so, so sometimes I get a whole bunch of NDEs. Well, maybe we'll get back to it. All right, so we've got Shani here, and it's a real person. That's great. So I tried to do ask to unmute. Hello?
Hi.
All right. Is it Ronnie or Roni?
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Okay, I had
I'm
it right.
Veronica.
All right. So Ronnie, where are you from?
I am actually in Maryland. I'm trying to figure it out how to turn. So I have the monitor and I have a laptop, so I can hear you talking like 30 seconds behind. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. It's like, how do I disconnect?
So you don't hear me now?
I can hear you.
But you also hear the other one. So what it is you.
I do. It's like 30 seconds.
Right. So, you know, if you're on, I don't know if you're on a PC or laptop or Mac, Mac or PC, it doesn't really matter. You have Windows, right? So what you behind your Zoom window is your YouTube window still open with the sound up. So somehow you could move your Zoom window out of the way or minimize it for a second. Then you get to YouTube and you can turn off the volume.
Ah, I did that.
And then pull your Zoom back up.
Well, I lost you now.
I see you.
I don't see I don't see me. I don't see you.
I see you perfectly.
Okay.
Well, we see you. We hear you. That's all we need.
I don't know. Okay. I don't see you guys.
All right.
There you are.
You found us?
Yeah. Okay. So technology, it's not my thing.
That's okay.
I'm a very handy one. Give me tools. I can fix anything, but don't give me anything that has to do with computers.
That's okay. So you're in Maryland, and
yes.
What kind of experience have you had?
Well, unbeknown to me, I was very not connected. English is my second language, so there are a lot of words that I still don't come easy to me. For whatever reason, ever since I was a child, I could hear or I could feel spirits, but never thought anything about it. I had many experiences that I just said, well, it's just my imagination, and I never share any of that with my parents. My father passed away when I was 12, and he visited us for weeks. And eventually I told my mom that I could hear him walking into our bedroom just to check on us. And he used to sit at the foot of my bed and his weight, because he was like a 6 feet tall man, he was heavy, not heavy in body, but in height. I could feel the bed, where he would sit, and I couldn't pull the covers. So that was one of the many experiences that I've had. For whatever reason, I have always asked for them not to show themselves, because I don't think that I am prepared to see them, but I feel them.
Right.
So I want to share with everybody a story about this house where I'm living right now.
Okay.
This house manifests on a dream the day before I saw it in person. I found this house on the internet, and I called the real estate agent and I said, there's this beautiful house that I want to go see. So he said, okay, I'll make arrangements when you can see it. That night I had a dream and I didn't think of anything. I seldom remember my dreams, but I remembered that one. So I come into this house to look the interior to see if there's something that I would like, if I could qualify for it. And the house is like 90 feet long. It's a Rambler house and it's 90 feet long. So I was in this area where I am now, and the real estate agent was on the other side of the house in the master bedroom. And he said, my name is Veronica. So I said, Veronica, come, you have to see this. So as I'm walking down the hallway, I make it to the very last door, and I turn to the right, and there was an opening between the master bedroom and the master bath. There was an opening, but there was no door. And I said to him, this house is going to be mine. And he said, how do you know it? Because I said, I need to put a French door on that opening. That's what the dream said last night, but I need to put a French door. So, sorry, my roommate is watching sports. So I get the house, and the date of the settlement, I asked out of the blue, I don't know why, but out of the blue, I asked the couple, are there any spirits in the house? And I saw when the woman kicked the husband under the table, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, you just told him to be quiet. I would say within a week of moving in, I started feeling a presence to the left of my shoulder. My mom started hearing things. Oh, wait, let me go back. So the very first night that we spent in the house, my partner and I at the time, the very first night, I unpacked as much as possible, but I didn't plug in the lamp, the floor lamp. So he used to get up at 5 o'clock to go to work, and he worked in construction. So he was wearing always heavy boots. And I remember 5 o'clock comes in and I hear his steps coming into the bedroom, and I hear him pulling the chain on the lamp floor, and there's no light. So I hear him like walking around in the bedroom, and then goes back to the lamp, pulls the cord again. And I said, half asleep, half awake, it doesn't have a light bulb and it's not plugged in. And I sit down to look at him, and there's nobody in the bedroom. Nobody.
Wow.
Wait, but it gets better, and I don't know if you have the time.
Yeah, we're good. Keep going.
Okay. So twice he showed up, once in my dream, the spirit, and once he walked around the bed and went to my side, and he said while I'm sleeping, my name is Joseph. And I woke up from hearing that voice, my name is Joseph. By then I knew it was a spirit, because there were a lot of things that were happening in the house. Like somebody would knock at the door, like really like desperate to get in, and I would open it and there would be nobody. My mom heard a window break, and there was nothing going on. There were a lot of things happening, and I knew there was a spirit in the house, and I was very afraid, because I didn't know how to deal with it. So I could feel him. My mom could hear things. My roommate, my partner at the time, he never heard anything. He said that he didn't believe in this stuff and he didn't hear it. But then, unbeknown to me, my sister's sister-in-law, who was coming to visit from Peru, was in town. And I didn't know that she was a medium, the people that speak with spirits. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister said, maybe you need to talk to Mercedes, my sister-in-law. And I said, why? So you can explain the situation about the spirits. And I said, why would I talk to her about that? So I invited her for Thanksgiving. And there were about 15 of us in at dinner for Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving. And Mercedes kept looking at a corner, catty corner in the living room, dining room area. And she kept looking at it. And then all of a sudden she says to me, there's a spirit in the house. And I explained to him that what he needs to do so he can go back, so he can actually leave this room. So I didn't believe that she could do that, but she didn't, unless my sister told her. So we finished dinner and we're getting together to eat, to get desserts. And I went downstairs to show them the basement because they have never been in my house. So while we were in the basement, I could feel him on my left side. It's always my left, never my right, on my left side. And she kept saying to me, he really wants to go. He knows what he needs to do now. He needs to go. He wants to go. And I kept thinking, okay, how is he going to go? I thought she was just going to guide him. And this is the part that I have never, ever, ever experienced since then, the first and only time. We went to my bedroom, my master bedroom. It was her sister, and myself. And we made like a triangle, and we started praying. I'm not the one to pray. I don't follow any religion. I am very spiritual, and I believe in the divine, but I don't follow any religion. So she started talking, and all of a sudden, Mercedes changed her language to what I understood eventually. It was Navajo, Indian Navajo language, because she started talking in Spanish. And then she switched somehow to Navajo. And believe it or not, I could understand what she was saying in the Navajo language. And all I could do was to cry and cry and cry. I could not stop crying. And then the next thing that happened to me was that in my third eye, I could see him leaving. So in my eyes, I could see my third eye. I could see the tunnel. I could see the tunnel very, very bright, and I could see his figure walking away. But before he walked away, I opened my eyes when Mercedes was still talking in Navajo, and my hands were like this, and she caressed my hand as if it was his voice. And she said, "Thank you. I was waiting for you. I've been waiting for you for all this time, because I knew you were going to help me." And I saw him leave, and never again saw or felt him or heard anything. Nobody else ever again has heard anything at home. He left.
Wow, that's an amazing story. Do you think that he was contacting you to buy the house?
I think so. I think he was. I think he knew about Mercedes. Because another thing, when we were in the basement, she said to me, there's the spirit behind you. It's a man. And she said, she doesn't speak English to this day. She doesn't speak English. She said he says his name is Jos, something like that. And I said, is he telling you that his name is Joseph? And she said, yeah, that's the name. So I think, yes, I think he knew. because Jeff, I didn't I couldn't qualify for this house. I couldn't believe that I qualified for this house, to buy this house. I had a full-time job, I had savings, but it was, everybody said, how did you get the house? It's like, I don't know. I just submitted the application, presented all the documents they asked for, and within a week they were telling me that I qualified, I could get the house. So then finding it, and I still have a copy. I printed the page that I saw online, and I forgot the day that I saw it, but it was at 11, and I wrote in military numbers, 23:16, something like that, 11 o'clock at night in 60 minutes. So I still have it somewhere. I saved it. But the things that happened in the house, the way I could feel him, his presence. One time he showed himself to me, because within 3 months of living in this house, all I wanted was just to get out. I couldn't deal with it. It was just overwhelming. And so I didn't want to come to my house if it was empty. So I called my partner and I said, are you home today? I mean, did you make it home early than me? Are you home? He said, yeah. No. He said, I'm on my way home. So while I'm getting home, at the time I didn't have curtains in my house, and it has a big window in the front of the house where the living room is. So I'm driving in front of the house to get into the driveway, and I see him, jeans, white short sleeve t-shirt, coming from the dining room through the living room to the bedrooms. And I said, yes, Manuel is home. I'm not going to be by myself. So I get home, park the car, get in. I go, hey, Manuel, how are you? Hey, how was work? Manuel. I kept looking for him. He hadn't made it home yet. So that was the only time that I saw him, but it was from coming to the house. I saw him from the street.
What's also cool is you had a shared death experience with it too.
Yeah, I've never thought of it like that. But it was amazing. It was the things that I lived. I used to hear voices, and when Mercedes was talking to me afterwards, after Joseph left, she says there are the spirit of two women that are still here, but they're always talking and saying to themselves, don't scare her, don't scare her. So Mercedes said to me, they're here, but they're not going to scare you because they know you've asked them not to. And she said there are two women, and I said, I know, I hear them, because there were many times when I would open my bedroom doors, like, who is talking? Who is outside my bedroom? And there were two women. And that's when she confirmed that those two women, those two spirits, were also in the house. And she said, there are many spirits around your house. I was like, great. That's what I need.
Wow. Well, you have an amazing story, and thank you for sharing it with us, Ronnie.
And that's one of them. I have hundreds of other stories.
Well, great. We'll get you back.
Yeah.
I used to do this every week. I stopped because I was getting bombed by trolls, and so far so good. So maybe we'll continue it next Saturday.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And the day that you stopped, I actually prepared myself to log in. I did everything to log in, and I made a list of all the supernatural stories that I have to share. And that's when you said we're no longer doing them because there are many trolls, and this is getting out of hand. So I still have the list, but the story that I just shared with all of you is the one that I think I will never, ever, ever forget.
Yeah, of
it was
course.
Just a lot.
Yeah. All right, Ronnie, well, let me run to the next person. Thanks again for
Thank
coming
you.
and sharing with us. We really appreciate you, and have a great rest of your weekend.
I love your podcast. I follow it all the time.
Thank you very much. All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye
You
bye.
too.
All right. So that was pretty interesting that she had a shared death experience as that spirit left. Okay. Tina Thomas is here. And Tina has been one of my guests as well. And she's been doing some new meditation. We've been talking about it. The last time I saw her here was maybe even the last time I was here. And we'll see what's going on with her. She's connecting to audio. Okay, maybe this will work. Tina.
I saw her.
Hello. Hello, hello. I think she
Hello.
was here. Was she with you the last time you were here?
When we did our interview.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what podcast number you were?
Oh gosh, not off the top of my head.
Me neither. I should post it in there if I could remember which one it was. So we had been chatting, I think the last time you showed up, about you've been doing some more meditation. Are you giving us a follow-up on your new meditation, or what do you got to share with us?
My granddaughter is 8 years old, and she's actually from Vernal, Utah, which is Skinwalker Ranch land.
Wow.
And she's Pueblo Nation, Native American, and she just had her first sleep paralysis.
Oh, wow. What happened? You want to tell us what happened?
So I was like running a fever. Was it like last month?
Yeah.
Last month. And I felt like I couldn't move, and I tried to move my body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was trying to walk to the kitchen where my grandma and my mom were getting my medicine, and I was like freaking out, and I'm like, I thought I was like dying or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just trying to go to my grandma.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
And then I made it to the kitchen, and then I started to feel okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a scary thing because I couldn't even move. I felt like I was like, there's like stuff around me what made me not move.
Mm-hmm. It was like sticky?
Yeah, it kind of felt like that. And I was like shaking, and I was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to move my body, and that's like what I was trying to do.
Did you hear anything?
Yeah, I heard like my grandma and my mom, like, how were y'all whenever that happened, freaking out?
Where was I?
You were in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they were in the kitchen getting me some medicine.
But you couldn't move, huh? Because you were frozen. And then grandma came and found you? Or did you come find grandma?
I heard y'all in the kitchen, so I was trying to move.
You were trying to move and get to us, huh?
And you were like right there.
Yeah.
Trying to help me get up.
Yeah. That was spooky, huh?
Uh-huh. My other thing.
Well, it sounds like everything turned out okay, and you're a brave girl.
And the other thing, wait, what was it, Grandma?
I don't know. You wanted to talk on the show, so I'm letting you do your thing, girl.
Well, I forgot one thing what I was going to tell.
Well, you can tell it next time when you remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Okay.
So once me and my sister were playing, I had this a bunch of times, even at school, even like today. So I thought I was just fake.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was not even in this world.
Were you somewhere else?
I was in the living room and stuff, and I thought I was not even in this world. I thought I was just like a TV show, something like that.
Have you ever had any other things that are different like this happen to you before?
No.
Well, the good thing is that, like I said before, you're a brave girl and everything turned out okay, right?
Yeah. We have I can't remember what it's called, the long COVID.
Oh, she did too? Or both of you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we both have it. So I'm sick right now again with it.
Oh, wow. Wow. So does it just kind of like come and go?
Yes. Like I'll get better for a week.
Where's Kitty?
And then it comes and gets me stomach and just feels like extreme headache and like head cold kind of symptoms. But yeah, I'm good for about a week and then it knocks me down again. So
what kind of treatment are they giving you for that?
Nothing.
Nothing. I guess it's not much you can do.
No, I don't know. I don't know if they give you anything here.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't offer us anything, but we're just doing, vitamin C and supplements and whatnot. But what can you do?
Does your whole family have it, or just you and your granddaughter?
Just me and my granddaughter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My daughter's immunized, I guess. Yeah.
You can talk.
Go ahead. What were you going to tell us?
So I was telling my grandma about this. So I just like picture in my head what it looks like above us. And I don't know. I just keep thinking about it and thinking about it. And I can't stop thinking about it. It's kind of hard because I don't know. I think I have a camera above me what goes controlling with my eyes.
That sounds kind of cool.
Your grandma and I were talking about you had been doing the meditation. Are you still doing the meditations?
I am. Yes.
Yeah. Are you still doing them? Because the last time you had some interesting experiences, and I think you were going to try something else.
Yeah. Well, with a friend, we decided we were going to try to meet in the astral realm. And so I did some music that was like, you guys can go play. You can go play with your friend now.
I want to find a cat.
So I did listen to some binaural beats, music, for astral travel or whatever, but I don't think we met in the astral realm. I met him in the dream world. And so we were just like hanging out in an apartment. I have no idea I've never been in this apartment before, but it was an interesting experiment because we both decided, we just set the intention, like, let's try to meet in the astral realm. And so while we were in this apartment, we had a visitor come to the door, and it was just some guy I don't know in this world. And I think he just got back in the country. He was a friend of mine. And that was it. It was like nothing. It was just kind of like nothing really significant happened. But he did give me a hug. And it felt like he had just gotten back from Australia.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was like just a really, really nice God love kind of hug. And that was it. Nothing too exciting.
I think the last time we spoke, you were either doing the meditations from the Monroe Institute or the ones from Eben Alexander's can't remember what those are called.
Uh,
Sacred something, I think
Sacred,
is what.
Sacred Acoustics.
Yeah. Which ones have you been
Yeah,
doing lately?
I'm doing those still, and I'm doing the Monroe Institute one still, but so like I'm doing the lunar cycles of Sacred Acoustics right now. So we're in the middle of the full moon. So basically that's like for surrendering things that no longer serve you kind of stuff. So you just set your intention during the meditation and try to let it go and then see what happens. It doesn't like happen instantaneously, but I am noticing a lot of changes, especially in my household, because everybody's going through stuff right now, and there's a lot of my daughter got her immunization and basically has been so sick ever since. She's in her third year of university. She's had to cut back to part-time, and she can't work anymore.
Oh, wow.
She's sick all the time.
Wow. Well, I hope she gets
just
well.
swelling up.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I'm just doing a lot of work around what's going on for me and my home life is where I'm doing a lot of the focus, and I'm seeing results. So, and they're positive.
Good. All right. Well, I have to run to the next person, but I hope you feel better soon. I can definitely notice this you versus the you that's not suffering. You're different today, but I hope you feel a lot better quickly. And thanks for stopping by and bringing your granddaughter.
Hey, I'm glad you're back.
All right.
The show must go on.
Yes.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Don't report. So that was interesting. First time we've had a child on to talk about her experience. And you know what? I'm thinking about, it gets busier the second hour. So I'm thinking about, if I do this again, I should start at 8 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. I know the people in Europe, it's kind of late for them, but the majority of my audience is in the US as well anyways. So, I think it might be better to go later. It would even be, I just don't know if I want to stay up that late, but it would be really cool to do it like at midnight, or deep into the night when it's, maybe, because a lot of you guys write to me and tell me that you listen to this before you go to bed. So this would be interesting to be, at that time when you normally listen. Tonya, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Nice to see you again. How have you been?
I have been well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you started the.
Yeah, we've had no problems tonight, so that's been great. Maybe the trolls, after stopping for like a month, they just kind of moved on.
Exactly.
That, and I don't know.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, me too. I also, I used to post links in different places and kind of try to advertise the show in different places on Facebook. And maybe somehow that attracted the trolls, because I just told y'all on YouTube, and so far so good. So here we are. And so what's going on with you? What do you got to share with us this evening?
Oh, so many things, but I think I'm gonna.
Things.
Yes. But I think I'm gonna share the one experience I got with the Lord Jesus, just because I have a friend that had kind of like a similar experience. So I just want to share that one.
All right, before you share, real quick, I want to let everybody know that I'm almost finished. So if you want to, I stay later if there are people in line. But if there's no one in line when Tonya finishes, then I'm probably going to finish. So if you're on the fence thinking about joining, it's your last chance. All right, go ahead.
Yes. So this particular night, I just went with as normal, not thinking of anything or trying to meditate or anything like that. I was just tired. I went to sleep. I did the normal thing, which is I have a projector in my room. So I just found some meditation music to connect with my iPad. And I found this meditation video that had the image of the Lord Jesus on it. And I play it and I went to sleep as normal. So when I'm sleeping, I woke up because I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear the music anymore. So that prompted me to wake up. So when I wake up, I took off I have something that I put on my eyes to cover my eyes from the light. So I took off that and I noticed that the image of the Lord was frozen on the wall, but the music was not playing anymore. So I grabbed my iPad and I started touching the iPad everywhere because, you know, I'm half asleep too. So I'm like touching everywhere to try to get the music to come back because I thought, okay, maybe it paused or something, right? Because it's a video. So I'm pressing like pause, play. And as I'm like pressing the iPad to get it to work, I got out of YouTube. So when I got out of YouTube, like the application, I noticed that the image was still on the wall. And if you know how a projector works, the projector have to be connected to something, either through the cables directly to your iPhone, your phone, or your iPad, or a computer, or through Wi-Fi. It has to be connected to something, to the iPad, to the phone, to something. And it wasn't, because I only connect that projector to my iPad. So I noticed that the image is still on the wall, but the projector is still projecting the image of the Lord Jesus on the wall. So I just stepped back and I'm like, how is that happening? Mm-hmm. And then I turned off my iPad completely because I'm like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. How is that image is still on the wall if I'm not even in the application at all anymore? So I turned off the iPad, and behold, the image continues there. Wow. So now I'm interesting. Now my attention is fully on this because I'm like, okay, I know this is not happening because the projector has to be connected to something. So I grabbed my iPhone and I started recording because I do that. Like I start recording right away. So I started recording to show how my projector is still projecting that image, yet it's not connecting to anything. So as I'm recording around the room and stuff, what do I see? I see orbs. I see lights flashing in the room. And then when I went over to record the iPad, how the iPad was turned off completely, orbs were coming out of the iPad. Wow. And I recorded it on video. It was amazing.
Do you have that where we can see that?
Yes,
I do. You have a YouTube channel or what?
I have a YouTube channel. I can put it there. I can send it to you so you can share it. It's like 4 minutes because you can see my brain trying to like figure this out literally in how I was moving the camera, because I will move the camera in front of me when I was thinking like, how is this happening? And I will move it to the projector and I will move it back to the wall and I will move it to the iPad. And I was like, just trying to make a connection as to like, how is this happening? Well, because it was the image of the Lord and I didn't feel any fear from the orbs and things like that were showing up on the video, I just went to bed. Mm-hmm. I just like, okay. I just went to bed. I turned off the video. I went to bed And the next morning, when I wake up, the image was still on the wall from the projector, and my iPad was still turned off. And I was like, this is amazing. This image stayed on the wall all night. And so eventually when I got up, I just turned off my projector, because, you know, the projector, you cannot keep it on for, I don't know, 48 hours or something, you know, it's gonna overheat or something. So I just turned it off, and I was like, okay, Lord, thank you. I don't know.
Wow.
And I left it there. But yeah, I had the 4-minute video to show how that happened, and all the orbs flying everywhere, and even out of the iPad. It was something like a different dimension kind of thing, because the orb, you can see it like coming from the blackness of the iPad glass, you know, how it's like really dark and black when it's off. You can see it coming from it and get it like out into my reality. It was amazing.
That is amazing. Are you Christian?
Well, my family baptized me as Catholic, but my family wasn't that the family to always go every Sunday, go to church or read the Bible or anything like that. So I really didn't have the foundation. And it wasn't until I grew up as an adult, and because of things that were happening spiritually to me, that I started to read the Bible and seek answers, like, okay, what is going on? Because I know I'm not going crazy and these things are happening to me. So now I consider myself a spiritual, I'm a spiritual, and the Lord is my Lord, Jesus my Savior, and God and all of that, but I'm more like a spiritual than like containing the Catholic, like, you know, I don't know how to explain that.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of those things, like, you know, when they'll go somewhere and they'll see, you know, Jesus's face on a piece of toast or something, you know what I mean? And people all travel to come see it. Too bad you couldn't, you know, if you left your projection on, everybody would want to come and see that image on the wall.
Oh yeah, but I was thinking more like, the projector is going to overheat and then it's gonna damage.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that's what I was thinking, because I was like, well, I would like to leave it on to show like it's not connected to anything, but there it is. But I was like, the projector is gonna overheat. So, and I had the video, so
there you go. So what is your YouTube channel called, if we all want to go see it?
I haven't uploaded it because I'm going through taking college classes. I'm getting my master degree, so I'm like busy with that. But it's supernatural experiences in YouTube. But I haven't uploaded because I have been focused on school and that stuff, so I haven't uploaded anything new on it.
Okay, well, once you get it uploaded, send it to me, and I can maybe, you know, we can post it in Discord for people to check out, and then maybe I can put it on a community post.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll try to do that.
Yeah, it'll be cool. All right, Tonya, well, thanks for coming and sharing with us this week. Good seeing you again, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much. I had so much fun today.
Thank you. All right,
Thanks.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, don't report. So no one else showed up, so I guess I'm going to call it a night. So again, guys, I'm going to post, where is my new channel? If you guys could please go and sub to my new channel, I would really appreciate it. I'll post it in here in the chat. And that's for people, and if you like short NDEs, that's there for you. Of course, I'm going to keep doing the main channel anyways. And the Discord link is there if you want to join Discord. There are a lot of cool people there, and I think all or nearly all of the people that are there are people that are from, came from this podcast. And looks like there are 237, 47, 249 people in there, and you can chat in there. You can post videos, memes, whatever. I think you can even video chat with each other and voice chat with each other. So it might be a cool place for you to meet like-minded people. And so far so good. I'm gonna see what my next Saturday looks like. So looks like I think we'll be able to, maybe we should keep this going, and maybe we'll try later next Saturday, because I want to see if I want to experiment with that and see if it'll get busier, because maybe the first hour is kind of, it's not as busy as the second hour, so maybe more people come in later, and I have to try to deal with 4 time zones. So maybe the West Coast people starting at 7 is 5 o'clock. Maybe it's too early for them. Maybe even 9 o'clock would be better. So if it's 7 there, 9 here, 10 on the East Coast, that might even be the best time. All right, guys. So thank you again for hanging out with me tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend. I love you guys, and God bless you all. Good night.